All right, general math. We are talking about 3.1B today, so hopefully you can follow along on our notes. And we're going to talk through a couple word problems. So our first word problem talks about a rectangle, and you've read through this. Hopefully, read through this before we talk about the example on the board. So we have a rectangle where the length is twice as long as the width. Okay. And the perimeter of this rectangle is 240. And we know that the perimeter is just adding up the length of all four sides. Okay, so we say that length is 2 times W because this side is twice as long as this side, which also means that this side is the same as this side, and this side is the same as this side. Okay, so if we have length equals 2 widths, we know that perimeter has to add up every single thing. So we have width over here and length over here. So we can say that our perimeter is length right here plus width plus the length on top plus the width on the side. Okay, so we're basically just saying we're adding up all four sides. But we also know that length equals 2 width. So let's plug in 2W for both of these L's. So we have perimeter equals 2W plus W plus 2W plus W. So where these two L's were, we just plugged in with 2 W's because we have that right here, right? They're the same length. We also know that our perimeter is 240. So perimeter is 240. I'm just plugging that in for right here. Equals how many W's do we have in total? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 W's. All right. Now we have 240 equals 6 times W. And we want to get W by itself. What's the opposite of times? Divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 6. And that's 40 for W. So we know that the length of this right here is 40. Well, if we want to find L, let's take that 40 and just plug it in for the W. 2 times 40, our length is 80. All right. Moving on to the next example. We were buying a phone for $950. So let's say we buy it on January 1st, $950. Let's make this a little bigger. So we spend $950 on the phone, and then every month we have to pay for data, right? For every month we are adding data. So every month plus D, D stands for data, and we have how many of them? 12 months. So actually we have $950 because that's what we bought the phone for. And then how many times do we pay for data throughout this year? 12 times. So we have 12 data payments. And that's going to equal our total payment of $14.90. And if we want to find out how much we have to pay for data every month, we need to get D by itself. So let's get rid of this addition and subtraction right here. It's actually, it kind of looks like plus 950 because it's addition. So what's the opposite of plus 950? Minus 950. So that's going to cancel, and we have 12D, or 12 times D, equals, what do we got? 540. Let's do some subtraction. 0, 4, and 5. So we got 540. And now we're going to divide by 12. And I don't have a calculator. Let me check my notes. Our data payment is going to be $45 per month. Okay, so on top of this $950, we also have to pay $45 per month. All right, and the last problem, we're talking about a stop sign. Talking about a stop sign. So a stop sign is an octagon. It has 8 sides that are the same length. That's what those marks mean. They're the same length. So if we have an octagon with a perimeter of 96, we can say that 96 equals, well, how many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 sides, and S stands for side. And we want to figure out how long or what's the length of each side, or we want to find S. So if we have 8 times S, what's the opposite of times? Divide. And the length of each side is going to be 12. And I think it's 12 inches, but you have to check your notes. All right. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email or ask your partner.